When I was told that the speech is supposed to be personal in the manual, I was thinking, it's personal. I shouldn't be telling this to people actually. But then I thought, it's about time that I did tell this experience to people, because somebody out there needed to know that they are not alone. They are not going through this all by themselves. You know how things that happen in our childhood actually affect us more and more as we grow up? I'm sure that the smallest incidents sort of just get stuck at the corner of our head, and then it just bugs you throughout your life. When I was around 10 or 11, I went for shopping with my mom. And every store that I walked into and came out, probably 15 to 20 of them, there was this one common line that I kept hearing over and over again, which was, "Sorry ma'am, but that was the bigger size we have." Imagine me looking like this, but a lot shorter and probably about 10 to 15 kilograms bigger. I was an almost obese kid. And my mom at one point at the end of the day got so frustrated in the mall that in front of the salesperson, she just started raising her voice at me. She was like, "I am wasting my whole day for you, and until now we haven't managed to get anything because of your size." And I was there, standing all embarrassed. I was the 11-year-old kid. Of course I understand that she was frustrated, but I was 11 and I liked food. So I had no choice. But it did not stop there. That was when my self-esteem was slowly going downhill. But then after that, later on, there was this boy in my tuition. Unfortunately, I had a crush on him. He was so cute. He was my first crush. And every time I went to tuition, I'd love to look at him. And this one day, he was sitting behind me and he was with his friend. And the friend was like, "Who do you like?" And he was like, "Guess who?" So the friend started listing down all the girls' names one by one. And when it came to my name, I was listening. He just gave this big laugh and he was like, "Not that fatty." Wow. Okay, so this was my tiny little heart. It was like this. And that was when my self-esteem really hit rock bottom. And how we have this thing called phobia for all kinds of funny things, right? I had this fear of boys after that. I was so scared of boys, especially cute boys. So it's like how people have fear of cockroaches, but it's worse when the cockroach flies. So it's like how I was scared of boys, but it's worse when the boy is cute. And this is going on and on for years. And it helps a lot being in an all-girls school, because you don't have to avoid anybody, you're in an all-girls school. So I was safe for 11 years. And we learned in science this little thing called puberty. It's supposed to hit us at a certain age. That crap forgot to hit me. So besides being fat, I was also having all sorts of skin problems on my face, until one of my friends actually asked, "Risha, do you have skin disease?" "Not problem, disease." And I was like, it's contagious. And how when you take pictures with your friends, all my girlfriends looking all fabulous in school pictures and I'm there. Have you heard of this term called DUF? D-U-F. Designated ugly friend. That was me. That friend is always the one that nobody notices in group pictures. That was me. But I was safe in high school. In high school, I did not have that much of an issue, because in an all-girls school, you just have to be a little crazy and you have to study hard, and that's it. And I could do both, so it was fine. But then the real horror came. And I was going to college. Have you heard of this song? I think all of you all know, "Beautiful" by Christina Aguilera. When she reaches that line, "I'm beautiful," I'll be like, "Shut up, Christina. We know you're beautiful. You don't know how we feel." It's not relatable. Can you put someone believable to sing that song so we would feel like we can relate to her? If Christina sings it, we'll be like, "Yeah, we know." And when I went to college, I was forced to talk to boys, and slowly, as I went on, I realized they weren't all that shallow and they weren't all that bad. They didn't mind having ugly friends, just when it comes to girlfriend, they're a bit particular. I was like, okay, it's okay. And me having low self-esteem all my life, there was this once we had this dinner and we were all dressing up, and finally, I, who was always hiding in my father's size t-shirt, because of my self-esteem issue. I used to wear baggy jeans and big t-shirt. That one day, for the first time, I decided to maybe put in a little bit of effort and dress up. And I reached college. And that friend of mine who's sitting there in gray, she saw me walking out of the car and she was like, Miro, you look so nice. Guess what? I just stood there and I did not know how to respond to it. I was feeling a little weird and shocked and pretty much everything confusing because I have never been complimented before. So I did not know that the reply was supposed to be thank you. So I just stood there, I was like, okay. And she looked at me, she was like, why are you looking like I insulted you? I was like, I don't know. And then after that, I realized maybe I don't look that bad after all. Slowly, I started picking myself back up. Slowly started telling myself it's okay. Because I got along with people in college and they were getting along with me. Maybe it's not all about looks all the time. And I eventually lost weight as I went to college. No, I'm not going to tell you some inspirational transformation story. Just that cost of living got higher, so I ate lesser. And parking was so far away, I had to park for free parking and far away and walk. So cardio covered. So that is how I lost the weight, not because I went to gym or whatever. But then I realized, ladies and gentlemen, it is okay to have self-esteem issues. It's okay to have insecurities. We all have tiny, tiny insecurities. I have great looking friends who somehow all the time they have like that ugly feeling. They take a selfie, like, Miro, look at this pimple, it's so ugly, I'm ugly. I'm like, it's okay, or anything like that. It is fine to have self-esteem issues, but don't let it take over you. Because if you don't give yourself that confidence, nobody else is going to do that. I was lucky to have a friend to trigger it, but if nobody else triggers it for you, you have to trigger it for yourself. I'm not going to go all cliche and say, be yourself, it's what's on the inside that matters and outside doesn't. No, we are humans, outside does matter to us. You don't look at someone and say, oh my God, look at that beautiful soul, I want to go talk to it. No. You look at someone, you'll be like, whoa, they look decent, they look presentable. You approach them, after that you find out inside is crappy, you freak out and you run. That is how real life works. I like to end my quote with Eleanor Roosevelt's. My quote, no, it's Eleanor Roosevelt's quote. I like to end my speech with her quote. No one can make you feel inferior without your consent. So it's okay for you to feel inferior, but don't let it take over you all the time. I can give speeches in front of so many people, but you know, literally before every speech, I have to look in the mirror. When I feel so nervous, I have to be like, think Indian Beyonce, think Indian Beyonce. And I have to force myself to think that I am good enough to go in front of people and speak. I have a playlist on my iPod that says self-esteem boosting songs. I search for Meghan Trainor, Beyonce, and Destiny's Child. I need these songs to boost my self-esteem. Look for that booster of yours and give yourself the self-esteem that you need. Because no matter how bad you look on the outside, how bad you think you look, if you feel good about yourself, somehow you just appear confident and people will think, wow, yeah, you do look good. So keep up your self-esteem. You are responsible for your own self-esteem and your own confidence. Thank you.